Willie D Live.
Like, so, like on here, he said, man, I've never taken any of his publishing. That's how the stuff was registered. All the stuff was registered the wrong way. Like the artist, it just was from the beginning. You know what I mean? But in my back,
Well, it's showing that you have a certain amount of percentage on there.
As the writer.
As a writer, right.
But as a writer, he also is the publisher. Whatever part in the writing stuff, so if this was 50, this should be 50. But that 50 should be, which is Clover G Records, which it is Clover G Records now, his publishing company, because he's the writer. He doesn't have a
it's Clover G Music.
Clover G Music. So anytime Wesley Weston has a writer share, there should be a matching publisher share. And that's for every artist unless you sell your publishing.
And I never did that.
And he didn't sell his publishing. He didn't give his publishing to Hobbs. But for 14 years at least, Hobbs was collecting all the publishing in regards to these titles of flips. And it was my job when I came on board to fix that. And I did. And I can show the emails where I'm showing that I requested that the problem be fixed.
And
how were you able to fix it?
Going up the chain of command, contacting, not only did I have to contact the BMI, I also had to contact, so Flip has a deal with Universal Music Publishing Group. So I am his publishing administrator. I am not his publisher. So I had to contact them, and it took many years as well to get them to change the account so that it reflected properly to Wesley Weston, Clover G Music.
But they had to get Hump to agree.
No, they didn't.
They had to have an agreement because the way the majors operate is that if there's a dispute, they hold the money till the dispute is resolved.
Well, Hobbs Publishing never had the right to collect. They would have to have an agreement with Wesley Weston in order to collect his publishing.
They didn't have that. They didn't have that.
There was no agreement.
I never agreed to do nothing with my publishing.
Did you even have a contract?
We didn't do a contract until after, so when we got the Sony deal. We didn't do a contract until we got the deal. And I signed where it said CEO on some of the contracts with Sony. I signed in the place where it said CEO. So that's what I'm saying with HSC, 16, 17, 18 years old, it was never no contract and I was a minor. Now, let me say this part about the publishing part. Like he got on here and he said, he was like, yeah, man, he trying to collect the publishing for my son. I wrote his son's verse. I got a record called Everyday Ballin'. I wrote his verse. I'm supposed to collect it. I wrote it.
Yes.
He's also featured on a song called, Hump, that is, The Biz, which talks about the music industry. How ironic that I got him on a song on the Leprechaun on a record called The Biz, talking about how the music biz screws people over. But anyway, I wrote his verse on that as well. So what are you talking about? I wrote it. I'm supposed to make money off of this. So my main reason for coming was, to being called a thief. And let's go to this part right here because, like for him to mention saying oh yeah, man, he's taking all the legends, money and this different stuff, all that is cap. I never instructed nobody on my team to go change anything. Now, let's be very clear. She's been my public admin for how long now?
2009.
So
13, 14 years.
Okay. So it was a period where she got busy doing other stuff, living life and doing her other stuff because she got more than one job and businesses, So I had somebody that was working for me start registering my stuff. I don't know how to go on the BMI account and do it. I'm going to tell you why, because the people that was doing it and be doing it, when I hear them talking about it and I'm registering a record and I got to get on the phone and do these splits, they be like, man, I'm with BMI. I've been with BMI my whole, career. So he'd be like, man, you do a song with somebody from ASCAP, they count their percentages different, they count it like this. And so that shit was confusing me. So in my mind, I'm like, you know what, let me just have pros and people who understand how this stuff is done. So I had a person working for me. We fell out. You know what I'm saying? Literally. And that person started just doing all kind of weird shit. I started seeing different shit. Like my brother called me. He like, hey, man, I'm jamming one of your older projects, Black Friday, and it says such and such name on the song with the writers on the screen. I'm like, for real? I'm like, oh shit, like what the fuck is going on? So I started doing my own research and found out what was going on. So the person who changed these BMI things is not me. It is not her. We did not instruct nobody to do it. We're like, right now, we're like in litigation for that because we figured out who did it. So I can't say names and different shit like that, but like that situation is being handled. So for him to get on here and try to like fake cry and be like, man, I was on my deathbed and he tried to stay, bro, I didn't even know when you had surgery. Like I told you, my dad was passing messages to me here and there that he was saying, oh yeah, man, he just got out, man. He said he changing his life, man. He doing gospel, man. He doing Christian rap. So this is like the stuff my dad's telling me when he first got out, you know what I'm saying? Of jail, that is. You know what I'm saying? So I'm getting little stories and bits and pieces, but I didn't know when you were having surgery, you know what I'm saying? So for him to come paint it and, you know, make people feel like play victim, like I took something. I ain't never tried to take nothing that ain't mine. You know what I'm saying? So that shit like really struck a nerve. I'm like, thief. So peep this. This is how people do it, gaslighting and shit. So he get on here and say, I'm taking Legends money like Hawk, R.I.P. to my brother Hawk. I would never take nothing from none of my brothers. They got kids and family. I'm cool with you know what I'm saying? His wife, I'm cool with his kids. Now let's talk about facts and clout chasing. Big Hawk's son, Lil Hawk, he works for Exotic Pop. We are helping Lil Hawk with his music. He is signed to Exotic Pop Music. We put videos out. We invest our money, time, put them on shows, different things. I am fulfilling the legacy of what DJ Screw put us together for. You know, like we got to look out for each other kids. So I would never take nothing from no legend or none of that. So it's like, if you cared about Hawk so much, when Sucker Free had the opportunity to sign Hawk to Sucker Free Records, and he offered him $15,000, and Hawk came back and said, man, I want 30. Let me put the right hand to the man. I said, listen, man, we need to sign Hawk. Even if where the camera's at, oh, that one over there, that one. I said, look, we need to sign Hawk. Even if I have to put some money with it, let's give him the 30K. Let's do it. Have Hawk on Sucker Free Record. Let's do it. I'll put some of my money up. I keep money stashed away. You know what I'm saying? I'll put some of my money up, but let's do it. Didn't do it. Hawk ended up signing with Game Face. So don't get on here and act like you had all this love for Hawk when we had an opportunity to sign him and you didn't want to give him the 30K. I was going to put some money with it. I had some racks put away. And so that was one of the main things, like to get on here and call me a thief and act like. And so now let's go back to the second meet.